Honestly, I think the only thing that saved me was I was never really country. Like I said, my family was kind of sedity, and
Right.
so they had this idea we couldn't speak a certain way. We couldn't use like slang. We had to experience different things, which is cool. We traveled, that sort of thing. But I think if I were a little less street smart, because I grew up, I don't know, I just was really always into the Northeast culture, and I was really into rap. I had brothers, they listened to music, and I was really into that. And so I read a lot of magazines. So I think if I was a little less street smart going in, I wouldn't have made it. And I don't know, I was just my open self, and I just was cool with people, and it worked out. But eventually I left because my aunt had no, she was not stable. My son was, I was finding out more about his diagnosis, and I ended up taking a quick trip back down to the South. It was not a good situation. I was kind of homeless. My mom was my she was still going through what she was going through, so I couldn't depend on her. And so that's when I met my ex. And he was from New York. He was a homosexual at the time. Didn't know that. I had no idea that's what was going on.
That shit's still a epidemic to this
Yeah,
day.
it was, and I was young. I was only like 17, 18. I had my own place at this point. He didn't. So what I now know, he came in and made moves for himself. Eventually, I got pregnant, and he left to go find a job up in Connecticut while I was pregnant. He did, and then I had my second baby and moved to Connecticut like 2 weeks
Damn.
later. And so then
So
I
hold
was
on, hold
there.
on. So there's a lot right now. I
Yeah,
want
I'm
to I
sorry.
want no 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 no. This is great, but well, it's not great. It's but you know
Mhm,
what I'm saying. Like it's
mhm.
a great story. I want to know what was your thought process as a teen mom, like in hindsight, like what do
Mhm.
you remember feeling when you realized that you had a kid that was mentally disabled?
Honestly, back then I was probably, I won't say angry. I never had anger toward my child, but I was like, what the fuck? Like, what the fuck? Because here, most of my life, my grandmother had 14 kids, seven girls, seven boys.
God
Of the
damn.
seven girls, well, one of them died. A boy and a girl died before I was ever thought of. But of the six remaining girls, every single one of them went to college. They all got married. They all had very nice homes. My uncles did well for themselves. Their kids had nice things, and the one kid that was like the fuck up of the family was my mom. So I had this big complex growing up.
Oh yeah,
Like,
yeah, yeah.
oh my god, why me? Like, why can I get one of these aunties or da 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 da? So I already had that kind of like woe is me type of thinking. And then now I go out, cut school with somebody else that's trying to fuck. And I'm not even about this life really, but I get caught up, and then I'm the one that ends up with
Oh,
the
you was
kid.
a plus one?
I was a plus one. I was definitely not
Oh
supposed to be around
man.
all the time. It was so
I would
wild.
have the woe is me complex too. Like, yo, I was just trying to help out a friend.
And the friend was like the known like hot girl back
Oh
then.
man.
So it was just crazy that I was the one that ended up being the girl that got pregnant. So okay, fine, all right. Because at this point, my
That's
only way
fucked
out of
up.
my situation is my education in
Right.
mind. Like I'm super smart. I'm going to get a scholarship if I do well in class or in school. Now I'm pregnant, or use my height and go, through sports. Whatever I can do, this is what I'm going to do.
Right.
But I end up pregnant. So all right, okay. Well, I'm going to be an adult. I'm going to work two jobs and have the baby, and I'm gonna have my own place, and we'll figure it out. And then now the baby is mentally disabled. So it was like, what? Like, what is going on?
And
So I
this
just
is
kind of
back in the
felt
day where
like,
they didn't really do they weren't able to test for this, right? Because I think they can run tests now, right? Or I haven't had a kid in like damn near
sort of
fucking 20 years, so I don't know.
same. But I think what it was, they wouldn't have. They could have with the technology available, absolutely. But would
Right.
they have? No.
Oh.
And honestly, the first like almost year of his life, kind of they played me because I was like, I don't know, like I feel like something's going on with this kid. And they were just like, "Oh, you're just a young mom. You don't know any better." And
That's fucked up.
I'm like, actually, I'm a young mom, but I'm the type of mom that when I knew I was pregnant, I made sure I was aware. I educated myself, and I'm gonna hyperfixate on anything I'm into. And so I knew I was right. I knew from what I read and what I saw in other kids, something was wrong. And like you just know it's your child. So they were just kind of dismissive. But then in New York is where they started to take me a little more serious.
Mm.
And right before I was in New York maybe a year. Right before I was leaving is when they're like, "No, you're right. Something's definitely going on." And so I was able
Oh,
to take
now
that
I'm right.
information, yeah, and then go back down south and be like, "See, I told you, motherfucker, something was up,"
Yeah.
and then just dealing with that. Uh,
Holy shit.
it was a lot
That
because he
is a
had.
lot. Like, especially like you say you were 15 or I guess 16 when he was born.
I was still 15 when he was born,
Okay.
and because I turned 15, I got literally the week after I turned 15 is when I got pregnant.
Damn.
And so I
Most people
was
get their
pregnant.
license at 15.
I didn't get my license until 21. I had like 2 kids when I got
Holy
my license.
shit.
It was rough. But I was trying to do what I could do. Like I said, I worked 2 jobs from 15. Then I left, went to New York for a little bit, came back. Now with my son's kind of diagnosis and started the whole, he had therapy. I had to go to these doctor's appointments. I didn't have a car. I would have to catch rides with people. It was just a lot. And I just felt like I couldn't catch a break. I was living with my brothers, which you think, okay, you live with your brothers, but it was not a good situation because, their lives are barely together. They're dealing with baby mothers and
Right.
it's poverty style. None of us have real jobs. My aunt, who was like the landlord, this is my grandma's old house we were living in, she said, none of you are paying rent. Her son was one of my cousins living there. She was like, none of you guys are paying rent. But Shalana, you're the girl with a daughter with a child, so I'm gonna put you out because you need to learn the lesson quickest or whatever. You need to learn the
God
lesson because you're a
damn.
woman with a kid. And it was like,
Not the one with the kid.
what? Like what? And so this is what leads me into leaving there and eventually ended up with the ex that really
The
took
the
me on
one
a
that
on
the one
a
that set it off.